cozy cocktail that says, cheers, it's fall. Kate Wade from Fox and Pearl is here to mix up an autumn sweater. All right, normally we'd be knitting an autumn sweater, I feel like, but today we're going to mix one up, which, is this kind of a cocktail that'll warm you up?
Absolutely.
On those cold summer months, or the cold winter months? Right, it's been a Monday and a Tuesday. I tell you what, Kate. So maybe we need this drink sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
So what makes it the perfect cocktail for fall?
It's a great cocktail for fall because it tastes like drinking like a delicious whiskey sour by a bonfire.
Oh, okay.
What a nice thing to do in the fall. It is essentially a whiskey sour. It's got some citrus juice in it, so it still has like some of those bright flavors that we love drinking during the summer, but it's got some smoky whiskey in it and a smoky scotch and a warming cinnamon syrup, so it kind of harkens fall weather.
I was going to say smoky overtones, but if we're going to go ahead and pop that right into the scotch and the bourbon and everything, that's fantastic. So what all ingredients are you using to make this cocktail?
So we use Angostura bitters, which, the bitters is basically like the salt and pepper of the bartending world. You're not supposed to taste it, but it kind of tastes everything.
It makes everything pop it a little bit more.
Taste like it's supposed to. And then some fresh lemon juice. This is a honey and cinnamon syrup, so it's just a little bit of honey that gets thinned out.
So how do you make that then?
Super easy thing to make at home. So you'd use 2 parts honey to 1 part water. So if you're using a couple cups of honey, you just put a cup of water in there. Just simmer it down a little bit with some cinnamon sticks so it picks up the aroma. Very cool. And it's nice to have around if you want to add it to like coffee or make a toddy or something.
Yeah.
We have bourbon. We hit our bourbon with a little bit of applewood smoke at the restaurant because we do a lot of smoking our food, so it makes a lot of sense. Kind of complementing the food with the drink as well. I use a smoking gun that you can get at Williams-Sonoma or somewhere and do some cold applewood smoking, but I think it would taste delicious with just regular bourbon as well. And then finally, what do you have over here? And then we have Lafroig Scotch. So it's a Islay Scotch, and those are the ones that have like that really peaty, smoky quality to it. So we actually just put a tiny little bit on the top of the cocktail. And this is a 10-year-old Scotch? Yes. So would you substitute anything out for that, or is that pretty specific to this cocktail? This is pretty specific to the cocktail, and sometimes people that think maybe they don't like Scotch think they won't like the cocktail, but since it's just a couple drops on there. Okay. But honestly, if you have, a different sort of Scotch at home and you put that on top, it's still going to be okay. Good. Well, I don't want to stop you anymore. Let's get you to making it here because I'm kind of curious how it's all going to turn out here. Yeah, so got our Angostura bitters. This stuff is available, you can get that any place. Bottles anywhere. So we just put a couple drops of that in there. I'm going to make 2 cocktails right now while I'm making this. So got 1.5 ounces of fresh squeezed lemon juice in there. All right. And some of your cinnamon. Some of the honey syrup. Honey syrup. Oh. One of your cinnamon sticks is trying to escape there. He's tired of being in there. Had a long weekend too. Yeah, I like to keep the stick in there just to kind of keep it infusing. There. Yeah, definitely. And then bourbon, like I said, this is applewood bourbon, but I think your favorite bourbon is going to taste great in this drink. Awesome. But you said this was the one that had infused with the smoke? Yep. Okay. And so we're going to leave the Scotch till later. Okay. I've got my ice in here. And I love in the cups or the glasses that we're going to pour into, they have the bigger ice cubes there. It's fancy when it comes to drinking a whiskey drink here, where you got to have the bigger ice cube? The reason I like the big ice cube in this drink is because the Scotch is going to go on top and it kind of helps hold it on there. Oh, I gotcha. You can buy there's people around town that sell that really fancy crystal clear ice. Oh yeah. These molds you can buy at your local liquor store online. Right. Well, here, where can we pour this at? Can we do it right there? Over here, yeah. All right. So there we are. Pour that guy on there. And then the garnish. Or no, you want to do your little scotch in the you could pour it on there, but it's kind of a pricey Scotch, and so. At the restaurant when we use it, we put it in this little dropper so you can. So you weren't joking when you were talking about just a couple of drops on top there. Yeah, just a couple of drops. It really you don't really even taste it that much. You just smell it when you drink it. Interesting. And so that's an interesting thing in cocktails. You perceive what you're tasting, but you're really just smelling it. Yeah. All right. Well, we got to wrap it up here finally with the garnish. What is this? Just a little bit of. Some little rosemary to give it a little bit more pininess and some of those fall flavors. All right, and so this is the fall or the autumn sweater, right? Autumn sweater. All right, here we go. Cheers. Cheers. To fall. All right, Belinda, over to you.